Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Jason here. Today we're going over our top growth stocks for April 2021. These are stocks that I do believe in. I do think have a big growth potential in this coming up few months. Remember, as always, the information put in here is great information, but you should always also do your own D&D. But again, I do believe in these stocks and am invested in them. The first stock on this list is Palantir. Now, Palantir Technologies is a public American software company that specializes in big data analytics. They work with the government, and we'll go over that in a little bit as well. As you can see right here on these year ranges right here, their lowest they were at within this last year was $8.90. The highest was $45. And as you can see right now, currently it is trading at $24.04, and the aftermarket hours at $24.15. But again, far below the $45 we were at back in the end of January. We have seen this pullback in the market, a broad pullback, and some, again, no fault of these companies' own again. And these last few weeks have showed us, after this little pullback, that we're fixing to start slingshotting forward again. As you can see right here on the tip ranks has a median price for next year at $25. We're almost right there at $24. But again, we've seen this over this high rank of $40 already, which leads me to believe that we're going to run up. I think we're going to get back up to $40+ within the next year, which is some pretty good growth potential. So this is a great little article, goes over this again. Silicon Valley's secretive startup Palantir has consistently expanded the business over the past year. After going public in September 2020, Palantir stock has seen a 140% rise and has made early investors richer. The recent volatility in the stock is mainly due to a sell-off and an expiration of the post-IPO lockup. Over the last year, the company's government business has soared. It signed deals related to the vaccine rollout, and while these deals may close soon, the commercial business is going to pick up. The company has a separate platform, Gotham and Foundry, that offer a solution for commercial and government businesses. And this right here is these right here, Gotham and Foundry, are two I really do expect to start exploding onto the scene. Specifically, the company is selected by the National Nuclear Securities Administration for Infrastructure Office and Safety for operations for an agreement of the $89.9 million contract. We just went over that for the 5 years. Additionally, it also recently won a $90 million contract with the Energy Department, 5-year contract. So they got this $90 million 5-year contract with the Energy Department. They got almost another $90 million contract with the National Nuclear Securities Administration. So the company has been around for 17 years and generated $1.1 billion in 2020 without reporting profit. In Q4 2020, the company reported a growth in government revenue by 85% and commercial revenue by 4%. It is constantly making moves towards the expansion of the commercial client base. Now, again, Palantir does put a lot of money back into its own company, which again, a short-term can lead to investors not being so happy about the price rocketing to the moon per se. But I do think for future gains, this is gonna put the future gains at tenfold where they are right now because they're putting so much money in investing back into their company. The reported Q4 revenue of $322 million, which outpaced the expectation of Wall Street of the $301 million. Palantir's expected a 45% revenue growth for Q1 2021, and it looks like a good possibility for the company to achieve that. I honestly think they might be able to break over that 45% revenue growth. It has a strong liquidity cash balance of $2 billion. Getting back at it again, if you would have invested in this company again 6 months ago, right now, you'd still be up 153%. But if you would have, say, you would have maybe sold at the height over here, you would have been up 300+%. Which is a lot bigger. But again, the potential for this company to grow in the near term and for a long-term gain is astronomical, and it's one reason why I have a good chunk of my portfolio in Palantir. As you may have already known, the next one on the list is NIO. NIO is an EV car manufacturer out of China. As you guys know, China is the world's largest of the EV producers, and also the world's biggest market for EVs right now, right behind Europe. As you guys know, obviously, even Tesla just wrote off 35,000 cars out of China in March alone. So China is a heavy hitter in the EV market, and it's looking to expand that massively between now and 2025, and then from 2025 to 2030. As you can see, the year range, though, if you would have went back a year from now, you could have invested into NIO at $2.63, which is a far cry from the $38 now, and the $65 it was just a little bit over a month ago. The top range, though, was $66.99. Now, again, this right here is the 6-month chart. Obviously, if you bring this forward right here, you'd still be up 76% on NIO, even with this pullback because of the chipset shortage. Again, chipset shortage to me is a near-term Fugazi kind of scared kind of thing. Again, NIO is still pumping out cars at a tremendous rate. Year-over-year growth is in astronomical, 200 to 300%. Growth, month-over-month growth is massive as well. Just back in February 9th, it was trading for $62.84. So you've had a pretty big pullback right here of 39.34%. And that's kind of one reason why I expect NIO to start blasting off soon. I don't think this is going to be held down forever. Again, their month-over-month and year-over-years are crazy big. And especially once we get these Q1 numbers out, it's going to help out the stock a lot already. Now, we can pull up the tip ranks real quick right here. The tip rank obviously has the median right now at $62.94. It's going to get pulled back slightly because of the chipset shortage. They have a high right now of $81 and a low of $38.80. So as of right now, you're pretty much getting at the very, very low spot if you were to invest right now. This has an upside right here of the median at 65%. A pretty good growth of your money in the next year. If you tell me every time I invested in something that we're going to get, 50+%, I'd be right in there with it. I would throw all kinds of money at it. As you can see, right, I do want to go over these numbers real quick. Obviously, you got Q1 right here. The Q1 deliveries of last year, 2020, were 3,838 vehicles. Q2 of 2020 last year was 10,331 vehicles. Q3 of 2020 last year was 12,206 vehicles. So you see that good growth right here in the next step, right? Q4 2020, 17,252. And as you can tell right here, they did just deliver 20,060 vehicles in Q1 of 2021, and that is with a chipset shortage. And you can see that growth right here, big already. And I expect this growth to continue going into Q2, even with these chipset shortages. If not, at least keep pace, which would be really, really well. But I honestly think they're going to beat those numbers. In March alone, NIO delivered 7,257 EVs in March 2021, with deliveries for the first quarter of 2021 totaling 20,060 units. NIO delivered 7,257 EVs in March, including 3,152 units of its ES6 model, 1,529 units of its ES8 model, and 2,576 units of its EC6 model. Now, again, they did just release, again, their new car coming out next year, and they're also going to be talking about another car, a cheaper model, to rival a more cheaper part of the segment of the EV market. Because as you guys know, NIO is a luxury modeled EV, so they're definitely wanting to eventually get into a more low-cost sedan. That way, they can hit both sides of the market. I do expect them to do that, and I also think they might even release an SUV in the lower price market as well within the next 2 years, which again would boost up NIO's sales going forward even more. And this right here, obviously, is their ET7 right here that hasn't started selling yet, but this will start selling at the end of this year or the first of next year. Now, they haven't released the name of their lower model price sedan, but again, I do think when that starts releasing as well, so probably sometime at the end of next year or mid next year or so, I do expect that car to sell very, very well. All right, let's talk about the next one on the list. Number 3 on the list right here is skillz. Some of you guys might know skillz. It's a great play, I feel like, as well. You can look right here on the year range. At the lowest part of the last year, it was at $9.81. The highest, though, is $46.30. Now, skillz is an online mobile multi-competition platform that is integrated into numbers of iOS and Android games. Players that use this to compete in competitions against each other, players across the world. Now, skillz, again, at its highest peak right here on February 5th was at $43.72. It had a pullback of 60%. And I think it's way below where it should be at value-wise. I do expect this to pop back up to at least $20 plus fairly soon. I really, honestly, again, I can't believe it pulled back this much. But again, hey, as I always like to say, when a stock pulls back this much and it's a great stock with great fundamentals and great growth value, the stock market's just saying, hey, we pull back for you to buy it. As you can see right here, from a year ago, you'd be up 24% still from a year's really good gains over a year, 20+% in a year. Really good gains. But I do expect this to at least pop back up, though, to a fairly good rate. Now, if we bring this up over here on Tip Ranks, obviously Tip Ranks right now has a median price right here of $30.67, which again was an upside of 77.69%, which is a big upside from a year. So their median price is $30.67. The low price, $27, with a high price of $34. Why skillz can offer investors a winning hand. So on skillz esports platform, players in nearly all regions of North America can bet against the competition for money and prizes in head-to-head battles and tournaments. Players spend an average of 60 minutes a day on the platform trying to improve their skill and grow their earnings. More than 63% longer than average play or times for the #1 mobile game, Candy Crush. Now, Candy Crush is a massive game. And again, this place right here does allow you to bet and win money, which is a big right now. You guys know this. Lots and lots of states are starting to open this up where you can do online betting. And as that grows, skillz is going to grow more and more with it. Skillz has been nearly doubling its revenue for several years in a row. Sales grew an impressively 92% year over year in 2020 to $230 million. The same year, its roster of games bringing in more than $1 million in annual revenue rose from 23 to 36. Even more impressively, skillz posted 95% gross profit margins in 2019 and 2020. 95% gross margin rates is insane. Because its sustainable platform requires little overhead and upkeep. At 7, skillz average revenue per user in 2020 more than tripled the mobile gaming average of leading game studios, Blue and Zynga. And you guys know I like Zynga as well. I do own some Zynga myself. I do like Zynga. But I think skillz is just a little bit better than Zynga. Again, I do think they're better than Zynga, but you guys know I own some Zynga as well. That's a good stock. Skillz is growing rapidly, even with no top 10 games on the Apple and Android App Store. However, it recently struck up a partnership with the NFL, Polaro, and Ganassi Racing. Skillz also plans to launch the classic Tetris on the Skillz platform and to expand it into other regions outside of North America, such as India and Europe. So with the revenue growth and their gross profit margins at 95%, you guys can probably see why I put them on the list. Not to mention this huge pullback they've had, down 60% just in the last, 2 months right here is insane. I feel like this is a bigger pullback because of the market, broad market. Do I think it's going to shoot all the way back up to $40+? I don't know if that's going to happen. But again, even if it shot back up to $30 is where I expect it to go to at least, that's still really good gains right away in terms of within the next, year or so. I think it's going to go back to around $30. Obviously, right here on Tip Ranks, they think that's the same thing. But if it goes back to 40, that's even better, right? But it's still at $30. You're still at an upside of 77.69%. That's one reason why I added skillz into this list. Next one on the list right here is Xpeng. You guys know Xpeng as well, probably. Again, within the year range right here, they've been as low as $17.11 up to $74.49. So that's a big far cry from the $30+ is right now at $35. But again, Xpeng, also known as X Motors, is a Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer company. And we've went over this again. China is leading the world right now in terms of sales an EV market, right behind Europe. And Xpeng is now moving into Europe as well, which is going to cause their growth to explode even more. Obviously, you can see back here, though, back in November when this stock had a lot of hype, it shot way up to $72, which was way over where they're supposed to be at. Xpeng should be somewhere around like $50. Selling price right now, they're about $15 under that. As you can see right here, back before we had this first pullback in the market, Xpeng was selling at $48.75. Again, down 29.25%. And a lot of that is due to the market pullback and the chipset shortage. And I think a lot of that is short-term noise, because I think the long-term potential is massive. And I think the short-term potential itself within the next few months is good as well. We can bring this again over here to Tip Ranks real quick. The analyst over at Tip Ranks, again, has 6 buys and 1 hold with a $49.50 target price and the average, with a high target price of $57 and a low target price of $34. And again, you're right here at the low, kind of like with NEO as well. So it gives you a great buying opportunity right now while this market's pulled back some to buy into these companies. Again, you might ask yourself why these companies are pulled back. The reason why they're pulled back is because the market says, hey, we're trying to give you guys a good buy. And that's the reason why I've been loading up as well. Also, Xpeng is also opening up a new manufacturing plant in Wuhan. Now, this is due to their need in production right now because their cars right now are selling at an all-time high. and that growth is going to continue to go. Again, they're going to be selling cars later this year, a lot more over in Europe. So the proposed plant should be pumping out 100,000 units at capacity right here. Xpeng plans to commence construction of the plant with support of local government. The plant is planned over an area of 733 square meters and will feature manufacturing powertrain plants as well as R&D facilities, the company said. Wuhan is one of the 6 major automobile manufacturing bases in China with a well-developed auto supply chain and ancillary facilities, Xpeng said. It is also connected via high-speed rail, expressway, and water transportation. So with the smart EVs booming in popularity in China, we have a long-term strategic roadmap to embrace the sector's transformation, expanding our capacity in key hubs like Wuhan plays a critical role, said the CEO and chairman of Xpeng. So China just obviously witnessed record new energy vehicle sales of over 1.3 million units in 2020, and that's expected to go up a lot, more than double this coming up year. The new plant would augment Xpeng's production to meet surging demands. Also, we can go over the Xpeng's deliveries for March 2021 as well, and the first quarter. So Xpeng delivered 5,102 vehicles delivered in March 2021, a 384% increase year over year, and 130% increase month over month. So that's big growth right there. 384% year over year and 130% month over month. And that is with a chipset shortage going on, correct? Record quarterly deliveries of 13,340 vehicles in Q1 2021 represent a 487% increase year over year. Again, these are big numbers, just like NIO right now, right? Them and Xpeng are pumping out crazy astronomical numbers, and that's the reason why I'm so heavy on these companies. So Xpeng delivered a total of 5,102 smart EVs in March 2021, consisting of 2,855 P7s, the company's sports sedan, and 2,247 G3Ss, its smart compact SUV. The company's March deliveries represent a 384% increase year over year and a 130% increase from the previous months. So the company achieved a record deliveries of 3,340 smart EVs in the first quarter of 2021, representing a 487% increase year over year, demonstrating a robust growth momentum despite the seasonal industry-wide slowdown in car sales. And that is due to the chipsets. Also want to mention that Xpeng did come out and say they're also developing their own chip for their cars, which is another thing to try to get away from depending on others for these chipsets. Last but not least, let's talk about Voyager Digital. Again, this is a play that I've been playing on for a while now. They've had tremendous growth since they started in the market a little while ago. As you can see, they went from a back here trading at around 50 to 60 cents per share to now up over 578%. End of the day, obviously the other day, at $26.68. Now, Voyager Digital is an app. I use their app. There's a link down below in the description if you guys want to get $25 free of Bitcoin. Kind of like Coinbase. Not as big as Coinbase, but their growth is exponential, and one of the top growing apps out there for crypto, for buying, selling, trading crypto. They do pay generous amounts on their APR, annual percent rates for interest as well, right? I don't know the exact numbers. Even on your Dogecoin, you can earn like 3 to 5%. On USDC coin, you can earn anywhere from around like 9 to 10% on your USDC. It's pretty good numbers, right? It's like 6% or something like that on your Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact numbers. Make sure you guys go look at that. Like I said, there's a link down below if you guys want to earn interest on your crypto, buy, sell crypto. There's a link. I've been using them for a while now. It's the reason why I've been invested in them for a while. I didn't invest back here though. I will well admit, didn't invest back here. I honestly started investing towards the end of December, so we've done very well with this. Again, it was right before Christmas. It was about $3 or so a share. Right now, I'm up about 700% on this. I wish I would have threw more money, let's be honest. But I have been throwing more money in through here and through here. And again, the reason why I'm adding this to the list is because their growth is exponential. But I honestly do think that Voyager Digital will get a boost off this Coinbase IPO. So if you're not looking to spend a ton of money on a Coinbase IPO, again, we're looking at anywhere between probably, Coinbase IPO probably between $500 to $1,000. That's what I'm looking at, expecting, honestly, and I wouldn't be doubted if it was even bigger than that. But I think anything over $500 would definitely not surprise me. We were not talking about that, obviously. Voyager Digital, I do think will have a great growth potential. They're already growing exponentially. You can come over here, obviously, to tip ranks Tip Ranks has their average at $33, a low of $22, and a high of $43.79. But again, that growth right now for Voyager, I don't think they have this put into this, honestly. I expect this to be way over $30 in the next year. Their growth is it's so high. And you can tell that just over the past 3 months alone. If you go back before this, it's even bigger. So net deposits in January of 2021, they had $170 million in net deposits in January 2021. In February of 2021, they had $400 million net deposits. In March of this year, they ended with $650 million in net deposits. In January 2021 of new funded accounts, they had 65,000 new funded accounts. In February of 2021, they had 70,000 new funded accounts. And in March, they had 95,000 new funded accounts. You can see the growth here month to month is big. New verified users, 250,000 new verified users in January 2021. In February, they had 190,000 new verified users. And in March, they had 395,000. That's big. That's big growth month over month. In principal value traded in January of this year, they had 840 million. In February of this year, they had 1.6 billion with a B. And then in March, they had 2.5 billion with a B. You can see right here why a lot of people are very up with them right now. So obviously, assets under management exceeded $2.4 billion as of March 31st. Total funded accounts at the end of March 2021 were over 270,000 new funded accounts, and total verified users on the platform were over 1 million in March 2021. Now, I do like Voyager Digital again. Their growth has been really great. Obviously, they've had a pullback right here of 8% a little bit, but the market's been up and down as well. They've also had pullbacks in the past, and they've came right back up. I like this play, one, because their growth potential is massive. They've been growing month over month, a lot since last year. Every month is just blowing out of the water out of the next month, and their year-over-year growth is going to look insane as well this year. But another reason why I'm adding this to this, because I do think Voyager Digital is going to get a boost, and maybe a sizable boost, off this Coinbase IPO going on. I think people are going to look at Coinbase's IPO and say, wow, Voyager Digital is undervalued right now. And especially with their growth potential, over this next year, I think it's going to go up even more and more and more. They're starting to spend more money on advertisings and things like that, because a lot of their growth here lately has actually been just word of mouth, right? And people people recommended them. I've been using Voyager since December. Started using them in December. I like the platform. Again, they do offer good interest on lots of coins, and they're always adding new coins to the interest mark. Now, I'm not saying these are Coinbase, right? They're not the same as Coinbase. Coinbase has been out a lot longer. Coinbase is the biggest of them all, right? But I do think Voyager has a good space coming up in the future, and they have a long-term growth potential. Well, as you can see there, the camera died about halfway through that video. But hey, we're back right here, right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video there. I hope you do some D&D to these stocks yourself. Again, these stocks right here I do think have a great growth potential. Let me know down in the comment section of stocks you're looking forward to for growth potential as well. Hey, maybe I'll do a video on one of those as well. If you could, make sure you smack the like button below. It helps out this video a lot. If you're not a sub, hit that little sub button. Hit the little bell notification as well. There's a link down below for Discord. Love to have you guys be in the Discord community. There's over 1,100 people in Discord. And there's also a link down below for Patreon if you guys want to be up to plays before anybody else. And click on that Patreon button. We also have Patreon live streams as well. There's secret streams where we go over stocks and things like that and be up to play before anybody else. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, fam.